won't stop till I hear him say,
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, and foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video breakdown, I'm going to do a quick technical analysis deep dive on a trade that we placed here on XRP USD, a quick 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. I took profit actually at a 1 to 2.5. The rest of this trade is still floating in profit with my stops moved to break even with about 20% of the trade left running on the table. Looking to see if we do see a continuation on move higher. If not, and the market depreciates in value back down to my entry point, I will get stopped out. Having taken profit from this trade, this will have been a fully profitable trade. With that being said, in today's breakdown, we are going to cover some very significant key talking points: time in the market, liquidity, identifying logical take profit areas, waiting for structure and confirmation before entering into the market, then entering at a discount with low risk, high reward parameters, understanding what previous sessions did, and identifying whether we want to be a buyer or a seller. If you guys enjoy technical analysis breakdowns like this and deep perspective dives, make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up. We do appreciate the love and the support. So before we get into the overall technical analysis and entry criteria for this trade, breaking down in extreme detail all of these key talking points, I just want to take your attention. If you didn't see our previous YouTube video, I had mentioned to you guys that on my Twitter page, you guys can go and track when I post tweets to you all. I said to you all, if XRP can hold above 32 cents, we might see a bullish relief rally. For lower price to come into fruition, we must see a bearish close below 32 cents. You guys can see via this gray line where it was that I posted that tweet out to you guys. Now, I didn't catch any positions during this New York session day. However, I am a New York session trader. And so with that being said, we saw some beautiful price action during today's trading session, which allowed us to catch a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward ratio. Again, I told you all that I have a bag of XRP in a portfolio that I trade on a leveraged account utilizing the broker CYPRX. I don't have an affiliate link with them or anything like that. You guys are more than welcome to go and check them out. And if not, you all can utilize this strategy to facilitate long-term holds on XRP, entering in at lows and situating yourself on the right side of this market. With that being said, let's jump into the technical analysis breakdown. I will go ahead and delete this tweet. I want to mark off for you all that 32-cent psychological level that I've been mentioning to you guys, because that is going to play a crucial role in this technical analysis breakdown. Now, with that being said, we're going to first talk about time in the market. Okay, so time in the market, I want to take your attention to the manipulation window prior to every single session leading up to this New York trading day. Now, I'm not going to give you guys specific times because that wouldn't be fair to the CYPRX students. However, I've mentioned to you guys on this YouTube space that prior to every single session, there is a manipulation window. I like to utilize our orange box tool here. Generally speaking, before every single session, there is a manipulation window. If we can pay attention in detail time in the market, you guys can see that above these highs during Asia, London, and New York session, what starts to formulate? Here at CYPRX, we trade against retail methodology traders. There are thousands of strategies out there, and 90% of them teach you some unreluctant retail trading methodology that gets you tapped out of the market time and time again. If you're tired of that and you want to learn a more efficient and superior technical analysis approach to the market, again, guys and gals, the link to the mentorship is in the description below. But what can we see above these highs? In correlation with time in the market, we see liquidity starting to build. So if we are going to be buyers, which correlates to already number 5, understanding what previous sessions did and identifying whether we want to be buyer or sellers, when we see trendline liquidity start to develop in this market, regardless if it's beneath lows or above highs, in this case, we want to seek to target those areas. With that being said, you guys can clearly see that in correlation with the manipulation windows and in correlation with liquidity in the form of retail trading methodologies, we have a sound trend line in the form of logic as to why why we could potentially be buyers if during this New York session, we see buy signals play out to come and attack these highs, because we know that banking institutions, major elite players in this market are going to be attacking retail trading stop losses from traders who are over leveraging sells and trading some type of retail resistance or trendline trading methodologies above these three significant levels, which also again correlate with the time in the market prior to every single trading session, the manipulation window. So that is something leading up to this trade that we had identified. Now, also, what are we going to be talking about? Understanding what previous sessions did and identifying whether you want to be a buyer or seller. That is one of the most important, key, and crucial roles that you have to play in this market. It's about providing logic for yourself and creating sound edges in this market that are going to give you a higher probability for a trade to go in your favor. So in order for you to do this, what I like to do, and again, not financial advice, this is just how I approach the market, is I like to look back during the past 3 or 4 previous sessions as to what price action did. Well, during yesterday's trade breakdown, I had mentioned to you guys that in this area, this was a manipulative move to come and attack liquidity above equal highs over to the left-hand side. If you guys pay attention to the videos that I released on the CYPRX YouTube, you guys would have been able to see that. After that, we had an interesting market sell-off. But here is the major move and identification that we want to be a buyer right here, where the market pre-engineered a low in the market. It swept that low. It started to create higher lows above that significant liquidity sweep, and then it broke back above a major psychological level, which was the 32-cent threshold that I'd mentioned to you guys on Twitter. After all of that took place, you guys can see that we flip into this New York session. This New York session had enough strength to boost price to the upside and break a previous New York session high. So with that being said, if we're tracking the day's worth of price action, we created a new market structure high on the daily chart. Here was the old daily high. Here is the new daily high. And here is the new daily high from today's price action. So with that being said, tracking price action from the previous day, you guys can clearly see the intent of the market makers. It was to entice people to sell, grab liquidity, buy from a discount, and send price higher. Coming into this New York session trading day, we were able to identify that the market makers had been building liquidity above highs, which gives us a higher probability to buy price action based off the ideology that the previous day was bullish. So with that being said, until we break this significant key psychological level like we did here, and we close bearish below it, we are not going to be sellers in this market, which comes into fruition with understanding what previous sessions did and identifying whether you want to be a buyer or seller. You have to be able to do this on an intraday level if you're going to be a scalper or a day-to-day participant in this market, is you need to be able to identify which direction is more likely inclined to go on your favor based off of what previous sessions did. Okay. And all of the things that I'm teaching you guys in the market are allowing you guys hopefully to lead you up to that decision, right? With that being said, now we will get into waiting for structure confirmation. Okay. Along with time and along with liquidity, we can see that during this New York session, if I was to replay price action, where did we get past price action during this New York session open? We got past price action at a high. Now, with that being said, that in correlation with time in the market here at CYPRX, we waited for this structure to break out of the manipulation window to see what the market was going to do. Was it going to fill in all of the imbalances in these candlesticks, or was the bullish momentum going to continue after sweeping these lows and potentially run higher on the market structure movement to the upside, where market makers are creating liquidity above highs? As you guys can see, the market makers created a trap beneath lows. This was very significant for us to see here at CYPRX because we do not trade retail support. And as you guys can see in the form of these lows, which also happened to take place during the manipulation window, the market makers were setting up another retail trading trap. We do not fall for that here at CYPRX. We do not trade supportive methodologies, and we do not trade retail trendline patterns. So that allowed us to sit on our hands and wait for structure confirmation. What do we want to see now, guys and gals, if you've been following this YouTube channel for quite some time? When we see a liquidity trap in the market like these equal lows here, what are we looking for? We're looking for a violation of these equal lows because we've already identified that the market is bullish above 32 cents based off the ideology that we see the market makers set up a double bottom formation right here. sweep that double bottom, grab liquidity and move higher, making a new market structure high in comparison to the previous day. We're looking for that same pattern. Remember, the market makers are the only people with the amount of money to manipulate price down into lows and push price action back up, equaling out the bully push that grabbed liquidity. So that's what we're looking for. So let's see if we get that, guys and gals. Let's see if we can dip beneath these equal lows and boost momentum back to the upside, following waiting for structure confirmations. So with the next two candlesticks that print, we see a failure to sweep liquidity from lows, but paying attention to waiting for structure confirmation, what do we see? These two bullish candlesticks did what? They broke above a previous market structure high. So this is now a considerable A to B move. We can now jump down to the 5-minute chart, which is the positional chart that we scaled into this position with. And you guys can clearly see that this is a new market structure move in the market from A to B. With that being said, we broke a previous market structure. This is now bullish order flow. Because we did not grab the lows beneath these two lows here, we have to consider internal liquidity, right? With that being said, guys and gals, I want to take your attention to these two lows here. The market makers will always sweep lows. So although we were waiting for these two lows to get swept and that didn't happen, we zoomed in to the 5-minute chart and we were able to see that these were the lows that the market makers were able to sweep that led to a new market structure high. Waiting for market structure confirmation is the key to your success in this market, not financial advice. Once the market broke and made a new structure high, this gives you a higher probability for entering at a discount with low risk, high reward parameters. Why? Because your stop loss can then go, again, remember we trade leveraged here at CYPRX, utilizing XRP USD as our trading pair. So our stop loss would need to go beneath the low. Logically speaking, we know that if this level holds, the market is going to start to print bullish order flow. That is our logic behind this structure breakage right here, where the market created a new high. We also have liquidity targets in the form of retail resistance or retail trendline traders above these highs in the manipulation windows. With that being said, this allowed us to take our Fibonacci from A up to B and extend that over. And you guys can see over here to the right-hand side where my entry was, roughly at around 62% discount. I've mentioned to you guys for quite some time on this YouTube channel that if the banking institutional giants are going to add to their order, which was right here, you guys can see, again, the market makers are the only people with the amount of money to do what? Manipulate lows, give themselves a discount, and buy enough XRP to move the market to create a new market structure high. This is now a market maker pattern. Again, guys, look at this. Going to a blank chart, we can see over here. This is the market maker pattern you're attempting to identify or react to. We're looking for lows to be set in the market, regardless if it's one low or two lows in the form of a double bottom. We're looking for the market to react to those lows, sweep that liquidity, and do one of two things: equal out that momentum or break previous market structure. Now this gives you a better edge in the market to get a high reward, low risk trade. You want to be entering in at a discount when the market retraces, based off the ideology that the banking institutions cannot just put in one order, pushing price all the way up to new highs with this first initial order. They have to do what? They have to add to their position multiple times, guys and gals. This is where you're looking to get in on the market. So simply all we did here at CYPRX was we took our fib from the liquidity grab to the new high that violated the lows, and we entered in at a discount, as you guys can see from our checklist right here. Now watch what happens. Taking our fib again from the lows to the highs and extending it over to the right-hand side, all we simply did was we waited for a pullback to come into fruition, and we entered into the market based off of a low risk, high reward trading setup, which is, again, what your goal is to identify here in this market. And especially here with what we teach at CYPRX, you're looking to get the best bang for your buck based off of logic. And as you guys can see, as soon as we tapped into roughly about 70% discount, the market makers boosted an order into the market, adding to their additional position right here. And then they came to attack the what? The retail trading trendline traders above highs, above the manipulation window. I know that this looks like a lot of drawings, but when I break it down to you guys in extreme detail and I take all the clarity away, it looks even more so like chaos, because you're unable to identify that this is a retail trading pattern here. You're unable to identify that this is a retail pattern trading beneath lows. This is the market maker pattern where they swept the liquidity underneath of these two lows here, grabbed that money, shifted momentum, broke previous market structure. All your goal is to do here at the end of the day is enter in at a discounted pullback for a market continuation higher, with logic in the market coming to sweep liquidity above retail trendline traders. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you enjoyed this video breakdown. This trade is still floating in profit. If anybody's interested in extreme detailistic perspective of how we trade the markets, the link is in the description down below for the mentorship. You guys can always reach out to me via the customer support email, schedule a Zoom call, ask any questions you might have about the mentoring program. With that being said, as always, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say